Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today, we're gonna get into some Frank Zappa, and I'm super excited to do so. This is a request by Chuck, and I don't know. I think Chuck, this is your first actual request on the channel. I do appreciate it very, very much. And there is some information now. You did send me a video. I'm not gonna play the video because it doesn't have any like video footage. It's just the file. So I'll just look that up here on Spotify, and we're gonna get a near almost CD-like or above quality. And because sometimes YouTube video is very small compressed audio, so we're gonna listen to it at its full glory. Now this says Frank Zappa Black Napkins Visualizer, and I got it right here. This is from the album Zoot Allures 1976, Black Napkins, and Chuck did provide some information here. It's Frank Zappa playing guitar like Elvis Presley or Michael Jackson in a three-piece setting, with Terry Bozzio, who I love, Terry Bozzio, on drums, and Dave Parlanto on the upright bass. He says, I think it's hard to tell which background singers are on the song. It includes guitar sounds he invented. And we do have a little video, which I'm going to play at the end of the video, so we can, you know, look at those guitar pedals. That is a video that I'll pull up, and it looks very interesting. So, but let's get to the music, to the music first. Frank Zappa. You know, when I started the channel, I didn't really get Zappa that much, but now after listening to more and more, you know, it takes some time to get into Zappa, but once you're there, man, you're blessed, you know, because music, the music that man composed and played is just different level, you know. It's a different level. And yeah, so here we go with this song Black Napkins from 1976. Thanks again so much, Chuck, for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it very, very much. Here we go, and let's get into it. All you Zappa lovers out there, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It is free of charge, of course, and you know, you can always unsubscribe, but it does help to know how many people are actually tuning in and all that good stuff. And if you like the video, give it a like or something. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Okay, so it went into the next song. So what I love about Frank Zappa that he's not afraid to, play. It's constant improvisation. That's what I love, and he's not afraid to make mistakes. And I'm not saying he made any mistakes, but I love that the way he thinks about music. It's all about expression, improvisation, and being original. And I love there were a lot of 16th notes here, very fast. Mostly pentatonic shapes, but there was also some, I think, I'm not sure of chromatic scales. I think he's stuck to, the blues scale and the pentatonic scale, and there was some, I think some melodic minor scales, but just great improvisation, great drumming by Terry Bozzio. What a legend he has been. And there was a reason that everybody wanted to play with Frank, because he was such an outside thinker and such a original musician, and his guitar chops were very, very good. Even though I've said so otherwise in previous videos, because I just didn't know, I just didn't get it. And now I've been growing, of course, musically, and I take that back. I take that back completely. I think, and I love Frank Zappa because we have one thing in common, huge thing in common, and I'm gonna show you in a second what he said. Let me see if I can do this in one take. Let me see here, if I change this to my monitor, and then wait a second, I don't want to spoil it. Okay, so we get an ad, of course, that would have ruined it. Let's see, let's play the ad. Check this out. Let's check this out, and then I'm going to give you some context. Okay, this video for some reason is not, I've never seen it in English. It has Spanish subtitles, but I love that it was, captured by someone. Let's put this here big. Then we're going to add the source, and now I'm gone, and here we are. So we're going to listen to what Frank Zappa has to say. So interview with Frank.
Who do you like? Who do you respect?
Give me a classification.
Rock and roll.
Well, I think my favorite guitar player working in rock and roll today would be Allan Holdsworth.
And who does he work with, for those of us who
don't know?
Managed to age out or lose touch?
We'll just keep that a secret. This is, it's his group, Allan Holdsworth.
Okay.
Okay, so Frank Zappa, I guess at the time, he was into just Allan Holdsworth as a solo artist, which is, I think, what you guys should check out. I know he played with Soft Machine, and he was in UK, and he played with Bill Bruford. That is just early Allan Holdsworth. That's not his full potential. He became the real deal, when like Frank Zappa was listening to him when he did his solo stuff. I'm talking about IOU, Metal Fatigue, and all these CDs on the back, 16 Men of Tain. Just check him out, because a lot of people only know the old Allan Holdsworth from the 70s. Check out his 80s stuff, his 90s stuff, his 2000s stuff. It's gonna blow you away. It's gonna blow your mind, because I always get the same, like, oh, you should check him out in UK. Like, I've heard everything pretty much. I've not heard him on Tempest. That's the only thing. And maybe some other, like, here and there, but he is just on a different level. Come the 80s, mid 80s, he just like sounds like no one you've ever heard. I mean, and in Frank Zappa, says it, then it's because it's true. So here we are. We're gonna check out this video that Chuck provided me with, and I'm gonna click on it exactly because he sent me the timestamp. So let me open up the video and then I'll show you here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
with which pedal would you want to start?
Well, we were having fun right before we hit the go live button on the Bubbletron. The Bubbletron is one of my favorites because I'm a big Frank Zappa fan, and anytime we get the skills or level to create some of the sounds that he did on his recordings with all the stuff that he could do in the studio and all the stuff he could do live, that's a huge bonus for me. So I think in terms of our company history and development, the Bubbletron is a really interesting point for me because we started to do a lot of stuff with dynamics where you're playing attack and would trigger certain effects. And I think we stumbled upon a couple sounds that hadn't been done before, at least in a small compact box. So the first one I want to show you is the dynamic phaser.
Phaser. So it does filter,
Flanger.
flanger, and phaser.
And then it has a random filter as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's got dynamic.
I'm very interested.
Yeah. So
okay, so we're using these two guitars, by the
Yep.
way. The Schecter ST type guitar, which
Yep.
is the Nick Johnson signature,
That's exactly right.
and this very nice 53 team built Fender Custom Shop Telecaster.
You said you were giving that away at the end of the show.
No, ever.
Just checking. Just checking. So we have the mini valve, the Vox MV50.
50, yeah.
And this is the one that has a little bit of gain. No, this is the clean
It's
one.
like,
It's
no
a clean, but
way.
actually, if you
breaks
crank
up a little
it,
bit.
it breaks up a little
Yeah.
bit. We are around on the edge now.
I don't know why there's lag in the video.
Actually,
Oh,
instead
it's
of
like in
using
10.
a
It's like in
cabinet,
4K.
with a mic, we are using the two-note
That's-
Torpedo Studio IR loader, which is a very nice unit. It does it all. If you don't want to have like 120, 30 dBs going on, it's a nice tool to use. So that's that. Let's check
great.
the amp
So
without
the-
a pedal first,
Yeah,
right?
yep, without a pedal first.
Yeah, it's a
Great.
little gritty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
telling you.
so the way the Bubbletron acts is you need to set the sensitivity to your guitar pickups, and then you have a depth control that controls how deep or profound the effect is on your playing. There's also on this particular one a rate control because there's a manual phaser that oscillates, and then you have the dynamic one that plays with your
Your pick attack.
So
Great.
here we go.
Ooh, yeah.
So then you can set it more sensitive so it starts to pick up on your playing. It sounds more like an envelope filter possibly.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, perfect.
Very nice.
There's also a crazy sounding dynamic flanger one that we were playing with.
Yeah,
that
that
has
was
some
the
great
one, the
sounds.
funky one.
Yeah, it's got some crazy sounds in it.
That's impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
I hit it normal.
Yeah.
It just goes all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I pay attention to
Yeah,
be a
you
little
play
more-
soft and it's not there.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Your dynamics change. That's what I do when I use like a delay that overlaps. And if you silence a note, you can use that silence and then pull the volume back up. And then it's kind of like, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, dynamics is so important. This is so much fun, man. I'm sticking right now to just one pedal, but it has like 900 different effects, and it's pretty much like this little boxes, but in one pedal. It's wonderful.
So there's all kinds of fun sounds in there,
Right.
and you can set that up for all kinds of dynamics. There's a fun sound with the random filter though that's pretty fun, and we.
Yeah, the video's lagging. It's all about the sound anyways.
This sensitivity control is kind of like a notch filter. So if you play some chords, then you can get some very warm filtering.
It's almost
Yeah. You can do some synth stuff if you had some
saturating.
drive with it. You know what I mean? If we added some little.
Well, obviously they're geeking out, you know, but it's a great thing. Thank you so much for this, you know. Let me just like close this. What a player, you know, Frank Zappa, and what an inventor of just musical styles and everything. Yeah. Chuck, you never told me how long the video was, so I'm just like, I'm gonna call it because we're nearing 20 minutes. But thank you so much for reaching out for you know, because this is a 23-minute video, you know, so I can't watch it all. But thank you so much for reaching out and for sponsoring this tune by Frank Zappa. And then I added a little bit, you know, of trivia that what he thought of my favorite guitar player ever to grace the guitar, and what a legend. But yeah, because I just hear it a lot, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, like UK and stuff like that, and Bill Bruford and Tony Williams. But check out his like Allan Holdsworth solo artist. It's gonna blow you away. It's not for everyone, but if you like Frank Zappa, it's basically for you. It's custom made for you. So thank you again so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one.